that was awkward. Okay. I don't know if it's got the right microphone. But still, we are currently waiting on. There has been reports of a bug in the. I know they've fixed it. Okay. So, what the? That's not correct. Anyway, hello everyone. It is I, alone today. I am I'm sat in Caster's Lounge. If anyone wants to come on and join me in my fun of casting this game. But I thought I would come on and say that we have a couple bangers today, really. And that's me and Gablet discussed. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. It's kind of dependent on results. This could be the Judgment Day of River. If the results go, however, one specific way, then it's no longer Judgment Day of River. So, yeah, it's gonna be a good day today, and we will soon see. So, Shuriman University of Crabs did undergo a small identity change. They haven't changed their logo, but they are now called Sexual Nondescript Humanoids. Rise Up, I believe. that is the name. No, the name is Sexual Nondescript Humanoids, but Sexual Nondescript Humanoids Rise Up. So why are Sexual Nondescript Humanoids? Why do you mean the actual term? Why is it OP, or do you want me to discuss why the team itself is overpowered? As I say that, we are almost about to get into draft, but we can hold on to it a little bit. The term, okay, the term is completely overpowered because it just doesn't apply to. It applies to everyone, doesn't it? It just applies to everyone. Everyone is a sexual nondescript humanoid at the end of the day. So it's such an overpowered term because then everyone within the conversation knows that everyone within the conversation is being addressed by that term. So sexual nondescript humanoids is just so overbearingly powerful. And if you use that in a sentence or in a argument or in whatever you want to use it for, if you use it within any given context, it is just so incredibly broken. As we are now currently waiting for. I'm ready. I'm ready for draft. By the way, Gab. I'm ready. I'm always ready to just shift over whenever. But still, yeah, it's just such an overpowered term. Okay, that we are into Banface transition. Oh god, that was a quick transition. No ocean wave, no cool effects today, because I remembered when I said that I would stream today that I didn't actually have OBS. So that was kind of funky, but still, nevertheless, let's get onto the ban. So we have a new ban, that is very obvious. Syndra has been banned away. Akshan has also been banned away because that is a terrible champion. Good, disgusting. Anyone that plays Akshan is a cretin. Gwen has also been banned away. Gwen has been seeing quite a lot of rise in professional play recently. Has been very good with what the current meta has been so far. Zoe is looking like it's been hovered to be banned away, but I'm not sure. I would assume that they are going to look to ban away Nico as the final pick. But still, nevertheless, they're just hovering over some potential picks that could be seen. Oh no, and Nocturne is being banned away. And the Lucian straight away banned by TLH. So, what does this mean? Shuriman University of Crabs clearly don't want the surprise factor or like the healing factor in team fights. Like Nunu can sit in a bush, Nunu can heal during a team fight. Like they've banned quite a lot of healing champions. That means that Shuriman University of Crabs are potentially looking for either long drawn out team fights or potentially looking for these short bursty team fights as the Ornn is locked in straight away, which kind of gives over that they are looking for team fights. Nico locked in alongside Lilia. Nico, Lilia, a very strong pairing. Nico stunned to bowling ball to sleep. CC Chain of Dreams. As I've just realised that there is no draft music because I've completely forgot to set it up correctly. But still, I will continue. I will try my best. There you go, loop. Draft music. It can come on now. There you go. You can have it. There you go. So Seraphine is being hovered here. Yeah, this is team fight central for Shuriman University of Crabs. There is nothing else that they can do. Kaiser has been locked in. I believe that is for Karasho. Yeah, for Karasho. Karasho, a very prominent Kaiser player. And Aatrox has been locked in the top lane. What should you ban round 2? Oh, I'll just ban whatever. I mean, literally anything. Aatrox is a... I'm not sure how to feel about this pick. As much as I am an Aatrox lover myself, it is a pretty interesting pick at some point. Like at this point, Aatrox I don't believe is very strong. In the draft, because you've got Nico, Lilia, they're kind of like, yeah, I just don't believe it's a strong pick at the moment, and also I don't believe it's a strong pick with what TLH are looking to draft. Yes, okay, Aatrox is a very mechanically showy champion, but still, nevertheless, I don't believe it's a good pick. However, Vayne has been banned away. Very smart pick by Shuriman University of Crabs to ban away the Vayne. Vayne can absolutely shred through these tanks, so picking Ornn and then banning the Vayne, kind of a double whammy. But, you know, if TLH are smart, there is one specific support that they can lock in here that will kind of counter Ornn. It's very well known, but I don't think they're going to lock it in. Nope, they're going to lock in the Karma. Okay, so no Brawn coming out from the side of TLH, which I think would have been extremely strong here, as Katarina is being hovered for the mid lane. Katarina into Nico. I'm not particularly sure how that matchup goes. Never played Katarina in my life, so it will be a pretty interesting pick, to say the least, unless it's Katarina support, because I know that Gablet can play quite a lot of these different champions. And Viego is been locked in for the jungle for the side of Shuriman University of Crabs, and Caitlyn quite quickly locked in there. So TLH probably came into this draft with a plan, and yeah, it was quite quickly executed. I don't think there was really anything that Shuriman University of Crabs did that changed the draft, but still, this is all. I mean, let's have a look. See here. Let's see. Let's analyze in depth because I'm alone. Okay, so Shuriman University Crabs probably gonna line up Ornn, Viego, Katarina, Kaiser, Seraphine. Kaiser and Seraphine, very strong bot lane. Realistically, you know, Seraphine can keep the Kaiser alive. Kaiser has so much burst damage, it's insane. I would expect to see potentially a double exhaust come out from this bot lane. I don't think that the Kaiser damage is like that prominent that it requires a double exhaust, but it wouldn't surprise me if there was a double exhaust coming out. Ornn top lane kind of just nullifies the lane in top lane. Just kind of goes, yeah, I'm an Ornn, you can't really do much to me. Yeah, okay, you can bully me, but I will still scale into the game. I will always bring value to the team no matter what. So it's a very good pick, the Ornn. And Aatrox as well. Aatrox, whatever. I'll gloss over that in a minute. Viego jungle. Viego jungle was, I wouldn't say hit hard by the Gold Drinker because he builds Divine Sunder. It wasn't really hit at all. It just kind of has risen again thanks to the Gold Drinker nerfs. Like the the fact that Gordrinka did get kind of hit as hard as it did, in my opinion, I think that the Gordrinka changes are going to see massive, like, major scale changes to the jungle. But yeah, Viego, quite strong as well, can unstoppable the sleep. I'd say just a very good picking as well. Getting the resets with this team is going to be a big problem for TLH if they cannot deal with it. And also, oh my lord, I apologise, it's not even 3 o'clock, well, it's 10 past 3 and I'm yawning. Viego doesn't like CC. The Karma was picked. Maybe it would have actually been better for TLH because of how quickly the Caitlyn was locked in to lock in Caitlyn first. Let Shuriman University of Crabs finish up their draft and then look at the support pick, but still, I'm not going to judge a team's drafting habits. Yeah, the Viego doesn't like CC. There's not much CC on the side of TLH. If he plays it well, he can pretty much dodge it all. So that really gives the Viego kind of free reign in the backline, and how much damage he does as well with Lifesteal and Divine Sunder is incredible. So on top of that, Sterax Cage. Katarina mid. Katarina, very snowbally champion. Set her behind, she's useless. Get her in front, she's ahead. She's ahead and she will make sure that you know it. So it's going to be quite an interesting... It's going to be interesting to see how Shuriman University of Crabs do play around this Katarina mid, because Katarina, I think, if you replace that Katarina with something a little bit more... I hate to use the term, but I don't hate to use the term, I love it really. In the meta. So maybe something like an Orianna, maybe a Syndra. Oh no, Syndra was banned. Maybe even like Orianna was open. Let's have a quick look, see. I can just do this. Not Silence, but you know, something that can set up well. Like Lissandra, Orianna, Cassiopeia to an extent, Anivia, Rise, something a little bit more like that. And I think that the mid lane would have been a little bit better. But still, the Katarina into Nico, I'd assume is a very good matchup because you can just dash straight past the E. But looking at TLH's composition, Aatrox top into Ornn. Aatrox is a champion, mid-game powerhouse, early mid-game powerhouse. I assume the point of the Aatrox pick is to kind of make sure that the Ornn is getting his mythic item at 22 minutes and nothing more. Really, I don't see how Aatrox fares well into Kai'Sa Seraphine Ornn on R3 pick. Really, I genuinely think that picking that Aatrox there instead of, I don't know, I mean, it was up and available. Pick something like the Tahm Kench. Just pick anything else, really. Kennen would do well. Renekton would do well. Or maybe TLH are seeing something that I'm not here, but I mean, even Camille to lock down like the Katarina or the Kai'Sa. I mean, obviously at that point they wouldn't have known the Katarina, but you know, to lock down the Kai'Sa or even the Seraphine with the Camille, and then you can get the Lilia sleep a lot easier, and also the Nico stun a lot easier. Lilia jungle, it's been getting stronger and stronger as well in tandem with Lilia top getting stronger and stronger. So it's kind of hard to judge where Lilia top is. Oh, not Lilia top, Lilia jungle is. It's kind of hard because realistically you've got Lilia who can either be a powerhouse of ganking or a powerhouse of clearing. It's very, very close up on how they play it, but it depends how this Lilia gets punished in the early game because obviously she needs items to really be a threat. Mid Nico, well, I'm gonna just take this with a pinch of salt because Revka is a Nico one trick, so I would assume that this lane is gonna go either even Stevens, or it's gonna go favoured to Revka. I genuinely don't see how Katarina wins this one. Bot lane, Caitlyn Karma, very basic bully lane. It's kind of your Caitlyn Morgana, but not picking Morgana because, I mean, realistically, you'd actually get more value out of Morgana here for the Caitlyn. Or for anyone, the spell shield blocks a little bit of magic damage. as the blocking. But, you know, we will see when we get into the game and obviously how the teams play. So we are currently loading in. I have managed to ramble on past the what's it called? The 3-minute spectator delay. Now let's see here. Is there anything I see that makes me happy or sad? Arcane Comet on the Karma makes me a little sad. I am a big believer in Summon Airy Karma, honestly. I really don't think that Comet provides much over Airy, because Airy obviously has the defensive mechanism as well. So that's where I would question it, but the TP on Nico as well, I would question. Maybe rather than go TP, just go some, like, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but on behalf of Preston, as sad as it sounds to say, we're low elo. Like, you're not going to use the TP correctly in many forms. So rather than go TP, just go something for lane and just try and get something out of your lane. So rather than going to TP on the Nico, just go something like Barrier or even Exhaust, so that when Katarina dashes in, you can punish effectively. Fleet footwork on the Caitlyn kind of also makes me a little sad. I am more of a lethal tempo Caitlyn user and abuser, but still, their fleet footwork in this lane, I can definitely see why. Did get to see the new Lagoon Kaiser though, so that's cool. But luckily, you know, they're getting rid of all. As you see in the chat, they say let's get rid of all chat. They are only getting rid of it in match-made games. So customs like this will still have all chat enabled. I think as well, it's not even like rolling out on EU West. The removal of all chat. But yeah, teams, no invade, nothing going on. It's gonna be a pretty boring. Pretty boring early game. Teams just gotta farm up, gain their first couple of items. Potentially, you could see a little bit of action. Well, yeah, a little bit of action in the bot lane, maybe in the mid lane. As we see the first bit of poke in the bot lane go over to sexual nondescript humanoids. And now Frenali is going to take a small trade with the Aatrox. Potentially not going to enjoy that passive proc, as the ult Q hits a minion from Demi Mandua, as Gwensux is now going to look to pressure the level 2. E-dash forward with the Q, there's the unstoppable Brittle proc, and yeah, Gwensux is going to win out on that trade due to early Aatrox. However, getting that grass proc for Frenali is very big indeed. Just got to slowly start building up this grass proc. So the rejuvenation, the very early rejuvenation peak comes in, thanks to the Ornn passive. But yeah, just to help match the sustain of the Aatrox, as the root does land the dash forward from Amelia. Not going to amount to anything. You can see on the minimap that Lilia on the red got a path upwards and onwards and upwards, and it's going to get the first move on the Drake. Not on the Drake, on the Scuttle. And this topside Scuttle will definitely be going over to the side of TLH. But on screen you can see the bot wave for sexual nondescript humanoids is pushing in. It's slow pushing in, depending on, unless they want to hard shove it, as the root does land. And all 3 procs of the Q are going to land. Revka is just having an absolute field day. This is the flash forward from ASMR Rigid, forcing out the flash from Gwen Sucks. Pretty big win there for Frenali. Courtesy of his jungler, ASMR Rigid. You can see now that's a very good use of the W from Gablet, shielding up all of that damage from Damien Mandua on this Karma. You can definitely see now why the Karma, or why I was not why I was questioning it, as the TP comes in actually from Gwen Sucks, as Frenali is a little bit late on the rotate. So many airborns, he just can't move, as ASMR Richard did flash before. So first blood over to the side of TLH. It is on this Aatrox. Aatrox does have a double Doran's Blade and did pick himself up another potion. Gotta be a little bit more hurtful in lane, as Karasho is now forced to flash away. Gonna hit that Peacemaker, I believe it's called. Piltover Peacemaker, the Q. There's the dash forward from Gwen Sucks. Gonna hit the airborne. There's the unstoppable to deny the W dash backwards. As Amelia again is gonna get hit by the root, sorry. And you can just tell that, imagine if Revka had taken the ignite in this lane, just the amount of times this Katarina would have died, or there would have been a death on the Katarina for sure. But still, nevertheless, this, first blood amounting to an 800 gold lead. Obviously, we will know where that is on, as the boots actually did come out. I'm not sure when for Frenali. So he now has a little bit more movement speed to dodge those Aatrox combos. And you've really got to question, what the teams are going to look to do, kind of in the sense that Frenali just gets absolutely not even burst, he just gets killed there. Using that Bella's Breath a little bit too early, did not use the Unstoppable to deny the pull-in, and falls to the Aatrox. Aatrox now 2 kills. Frenali, very aggressive TP, however the Q was missed. There's the E. Aatrox does have that Death Bringer, or whatever it's called, Death Ender, World Ender. Yeah, World Ender. I got there in the end. Don't flame me. With that ultimate, and can regenerate a lot of HP. Amelia gonna look to have a small little trade with Revka. There's the ultimate, and the dash away, actually baiting out the Pot Blossom, I believe it's called, from Nika. There's the flash forward and the Q by Revka. It's just a small little massacre. There's the World Ender. There's the Airborne. We're gonna Frenali will escape thanks to the dash, but yeah, sexual nondescript humanoids are kind of not slowly bleeding, but they're kind of giving away quite a lot in this early game. The Phage now complete for the Aatrox. You can just see how far ahead he is. The Hextech Alternator as well for the Nico. Just gonna deal so much damage in this mid lane. As there is the 50 caliber net from Redomancy onto Gablet. Gablet falling extremely low. The Void Seeker is gonna hit Demi Mandua, but it's gonna be followed by a recall from Karasho. So, TLH's bot lane, Demi Mandua and Redomancy probably going to look to push out this bot lane. You can definitely see they're setting up the vision correctly and well. Well, they're just trying to deny vision around the Drake. They're going to look to set it up and do it. They are going to complete it. Really no hassle. Sexual nondescript humanoids were forced to base, and TLH can come in and just pick up this Ocean Drake for free. There's Caitlyn Karma. Oh no, it's not. It's not Caitlyn Karma, it's Nico. As Nico did go back mid. No recalls were taken. But yeah. game is going quite well for TLH. TLH just got to keep this up. They have a 1.5 gold lead. Slow marginal wins for them, you could say. As I look over my shoulder to my phone to see Humanoid get absolutely spanked and Kazi falls as well. Oh no. But still, back to the game that really matters. The Void Seeker connecting onto a minion from Karasho. He's probably going to look to shove in this wave as the W comes out from the Aatrox. So I guess I am really eating my words about questioning the Aatrox pick. Early Bramble Vest picked up for Frenali. Pretty basic stuff. Pick up your early anti-heal into the Aatrox matchup. There's the Ace in the Hole onto the Katarina. It's not going to be enough, but it's just going to poke down Amelia, and it's going to really help Revka in this lane. But yeah. Giving a Nico one trick there, Nico, is a very questionable draft perspective. As the Swirl Seed does come down, it is going to get dodged by everyone, as ASMR Richard is going to get caught out in the jungle by Martinder. Martinder is going to look to potentially steal away this blue, and does so. There's the stun coming out from ASMR Richard, though the Ornhorn coming in. The sleep is going to go down. That's a very early flash before the second hit. There's the Unstoppable, though. The charm actually coming down. The Amelia is going to use that ultimate, and Gwen Sucks is left in a 1v4. The shutdown going over to Amelia on this Katarina. The Void Seeker going to connect onto Revka. Nothing more is going to come of that, but that is very, very big for this Katarina. 4 stacks on this Dark Seal now, and it is just going to be pain for Revka now to deal with. Double buffs as well. There's the E forward. Just can do that to the Nico now, and is slowly gaining the confidence in sexual nondescript humanoids finally on the board. And a little overstep from Karasha, I think, knows he's dead. Oh no, Karasha is going to outplay it. Damien Mantua is going to flash. The Exhaust is going to come down. Redomancy is going to survive on 1 HP, but look who's coming down. It is the Katarina. Pings are coming out, but I think it's too little, too late. TP is coming out. I believe it is from Gwen Sucks, so forcing out the TP to save his AD carry. Now, that is not ideal for this Aatrox, giving over more gold than he should to this Ornn, because he's going to get those plates on the top side of the map. And as well, even bigger and even better is that Viego is there. And guess what Viego has? Viego has that Rift Herald. Yes, indeed. He can just place that down. He can get more plates into the back of this Ornn. Lilia is the only one able to really... Oh, no, it's not even Lilia. It's Nico who's on her way up and available. The Rift Herald is going to be used. And both ASMR Richard and Frenali do back away. They respect the Nico's power with that Hextech Alternator and that Pot Blossom, and back away. So, one overextension on a tower dive, and Redomancy is going to get picked up here. There's no TP to save you this time. Exhaust a little bit too late from Demi Mandua, and Redomancy is going to fall. But yeah, this time you don't get away. There's no TP from Revka to try and dissuade what was happening. And it's kind of all gone to pot a little bit for TLH. However, Gwen Sucks is rightfully reclaiming his place as the bully in the top lane. And it's going to do a little bit of bullying. You know, like that meme, we're going to do a little bit of trolling. Gwen Sucks is out here saying we're going to do a little bit of bullying. As he constantly pokes down Frenali, just constantly trying to pressure each CS that Frenali attempts to get. Dashing forward is very aggressive, especially when they don't know where this Viego is. The route does miss. There is a very, very late Pot Blossom from Revka, forced out for the shield. The Nash's Tooth Dark Seal Katarina is doing some absolute wonders. And what's interesting to note is that the Lilia did first pick that Demonic Embrace. Now, I'm not particularly sure if there's any particular tech behind that, if there's any particular reasoning for that to be the choice. As there is the root. There's the double charm. The exhaust is not there, not available. Gablet picks up the kill on the Caitlyn. That's fantastic work from the support. The Q is not. His Q is gonna miss. Demi Mandua is forced to run away as TLH can only, well, really could only watch. The TLH support could only watch as the AD carry was picked up. But there's the drowsy. There's the sleep. There's the insane amounts of damage from Lilia. The Ornhorn is just going to miss, but the Aatrox ultimate there, he's gonna miss the W. He's gonna miss the second Q as well. Oh, that's very big moves from Frenali, managing to dodge away from those abilities. You can see there the Swirl Seed does connect onto Amelia, but Martinda does not have that lullaby, so it's a pretty safe. Well, it's bad to get hit because you do take a lot of damage, but it's good because, you know, you're not going to get slept. You're not going to get absolutely destroyed. Still, ASMR Richard waiting in the wings, just allowing Amelia to shove out this wave and allow the sexual nondescript humanoids to pick up or to find some vision in the river. However, now TLH, 4 members to 2, are going to establish this domination. And they're going to pick up the second Drake because sexual nondescript humanoids decided to lane swap. So the bot lane went top lane, and the top lane went bot lane. So Karasho is now going to pick up this tier 1 tower, the first turret of the game. Goes over to sexual nondescript humanoids. Amelia getting a little bit feisty with the trades, and TLH are just not gonna respect the lane swap. They're just gonna allow it to happen. They're not gonna, well, then I'm not gonna say they're not respecting it. I'm gonna say they're not gonna match the lane swaps. That's a better terminology to use, as they do keep their bot lane in the bot lane and their top lane in the top lane, as Karasho, Gablet, ASMR Richard and Amelia all push out this mid tier 1. They are going to look to try and take it. Redomancy is going to try and auto down Frenali. Frenali, I don't believe, has the dash. No, he does have the dash, so he can get away from this bind very easily. And the tier 1 in the mid lane goes down. And what does that mean? That means this Katarina is open to roam. She doesn't have to stay mid anymore. She can go and roam around the map and kind of do whatever she wants. Really? Obviously, in retrospect, or in consideration, she could do whatever she wants. Because Revka's kind of tied to this lane until TLH managed to crack open that tier 1. He needs to be able to have a way out if he decides to enter the sexual nondescript humanoids jungle. And, yeah, ASMR Richard potentially caught out by Gwen Sucks, but Amelia is here, and Gablet is also here, but Gablet's going to walk away and then walk back. Going to use that charm, though. That's a big charm, forcing out the flash from the Aatrox, and the W is going to get dodged. Amelia doing some absolute major work, and Amelia is going to actually, she's going to find the correct Nico. Going to pick herself up a double kill, and potentially a triple kill, as there is the Drowsy, the Sleep, but the Tower Shot is going to be enough. It's going to be a double trouble for the side of sexual nondescript humanoids, as Frenali is going to almost 1v1, and Karasha is going to look for an ult into the backline, but it's not going to work clearly. It's going to find herself a double kill, and Redomancy and Demi Mandua are going to use everything to survive this Aunt and to try and take him down. However, they're now taking down the tier 1 in the bot side, but what are they offering? They're offering damage on the tier 2 mid, and this opens up so many possibilities for sexual nondescript humanoids. They can obviously push that Fission line further up. They can start doing a lot more. Frozen Heart, however, has now been completed on the Lilia. Interestingly enough, it's almost as if Martinda has forgot that we're playing in Season 11 and Season 10, and is not going for a mythic item yet. I know that on some champions you don't go the mythic item first. You go the mythic item maybe second or third. dependent on what you're like, dependent on the game, because I know Cogmore really likes that. Is it Wit's End first item? Yeah, Cogmore usually goes for the attack speed and the magic resist, dependent on lane. Other times can go the mythic item first, but still, I digress. 5 kills now on the Katarina. That's very big. That's so much gold in the back pocket of this Katarina. 500 gold difference between the two sides. As the second Rift Herald is being picked up by TLH. All 5 members are here. Now, what I assume TLH will do is, because that there is 55 seconds to the Drake, they are going to pop it down straight away rather than wait. So I'm going to pop down the Rift Herald straight away. Oh, and that's a fantastic... Oh, but that's even better. The charm, as Amelia did dash back, does manage to connect with the Katarina at max length. Did only manage to pick up the Lilia, though. The Rift Herald is going to slam straight into that tier 1 and is going to pick that up. TP bot lane by Revka to pick up more minions. And also to deny the Kai'Sa picking up this tier 1 in the bot lane, and Demi Mandua is potentially caught out here. Is on the wrong side of the Rift. The dash forward from Amelia. There's the route into 50 caliber net, down to 50% HP, but that's not enough. 5-2-1 now, as I believe Karasho picked up that kill. Saucy is going to land, and the smite away by Martin is going to deny ASMR Richard another blue buff, as he has been doing the majority of the game. That's really actually hindering the Viego due to lack of cooldown reduction, or lack of extra cooldown reduction. As that is a lot of damage coming out from Frenali onto Gwen Sucks. Gotta use the E just a little bit too late to not get the airborne, as the Infernal Drake is picked up by sexual nondescript humanoids. And the gold difference, 500 gold, 400 gold, I think represented in the air. Where is it? Where is it represented? Let's have a look-see. So there's a... Ah. Okay. So it's mainly in the bot side of the map. Mid, bot, and a mid, bot, and support have those gold leads. Whereas the top side of the map is kind of struggling with their counterparts. But... there's the Mantra Inner Flame from Karma, and it's not going to be enough. It's going to go deal teeny amounts of damage. This is why I really don't like the Arcane Comet build. There's just really no point to the Arcane Comet, if I'm being honest. And yeah, there's really not much to talk about. You know, it's kind of really what you'd expect the game state to be in right now for what has happened. I know that sounds like the most useless sentence you've ever heard, but like, you know, Karasho is just kind of farming everywhere, trying to get those items as the Kai'Sa, and now potentially TLH have caught themselves a Katarina. There's the smite, the swirl seed is going to land. There's the root, and they have done. Amelia just caught a little bit too far forward without vision. No flash was available in 8 seconds, but still, it's now giving up vision control of the top side river, as TLH now do start the Baron. Do sexual nondescript humanoids know they're doing it? I don't believe so, but no, they have a hunch. Kai'Sa is on the wrong side of the map. ASMR Richard is over there. He is going to use that control ward over the wall. He is going to find out that TLH are doing it. They are pinging to back away, but they are backing away. The Ornhorn is coming in. He's going to wait. Gwensux is going to come in with the TP, and he's going to find himself a wild Orn. There's the Unstoppable, but there's the Charm, and it's going to hit too. There's the stun. The Q coming out from Gablet. It's not going to be enough to heal just to dodge the Q. There's the sleep onto the Seraphine, and the Seraphine's going to get picked up, but there is the... ultimate from Killer Instinct, there you go, from the Kai'Sa, and the Kai'Sa does get locked up by Revka's Pop Blossom. Revka is going to find himself, for now, no, it's not. The auto attack is not going to deal enough damage, as Kai'Sa is now going to pick up the Nico, and Amelia is in the backline, but is going to be killed. ASMR Richard left in the 1v1 with Martinda. We'll see what he can do on this Viego, but there's not enough. There's the Chilling Smite, and the Q is going to come out, but he's going to stop running, but still, the Lilia will win out, and it's a big fight for the side of TLH. They did pick up a couple free kills for 1, and it's just not enough. Though, as they now turn over to Baron. No, they don't. They don't turn over to Baron. They turn over to Vision Controller Baron. But you can really see the priority that TLH are putting on these objectives. I think they kind of recognize that their composition needs these buffs, needs these stats to be able to try and shred through this Ornn, as the Ornn is level 13 now, 1 level away. Does have that Forge Fire crest complete. Just needs 1 more level, and he can give potentially the Riftmaker upgrade is what you'd be looking at here. You wouldn't want the Typhoon upgrade yet. You'd want that a little bit later, I would assume. Try and give the Katarina a little bit more Omnivamp, a little bit more survivability. As Karasho, well, the director camera wants to see Karasho picking up a red buff. And yeah, it's interesting, to say the least. But Infernal Soul, let's have a little discussion on that. If you're on the side of TLH, you desperately want that. You desperately want that. That is such a good soul to have. Caitlyn with the poke, Karma poke, Nico extra damage. Literally the amount of damage that she'll do. Aatrox, a Q slam will deal so much damage, but you know, on the Infernal Soul, however, on the side of sexual nondescript humanoids, it would be quite good. As the Shurelius battle song is going to get burned. ASMR Richard has been cut out on this side. He's just going to stay still for whatever reason, potentially a lag spike. But Martinda is picked up, however, so it's Jungler for Jungler as the 3-man charm hits, and Daymandu is going to fall. That's a double kill for the Seraphine. Maybe Gwen Sux will fall. Amelia will pick up that kill. Sexual nondescript humanoids are absolutely crushing this team fight. TLH did use kind of everything on a seemingly lagged Viego. So, both of the carries, though, for TLH do manage to get away. And sexual nondescript humanoids are going to pick up the second Infernal Drake of the game. As the Katarina Q was cancelled there by the Nico invisibility. So, what does this all mean? Oh no, I've just realised. The mythic bug is affecting replays as well. So if you notice, around the Gore Drinker, around the Divine Sunderer, around the Hextech Proto Belt, around the Kraken Slayer, around the Gale Force, and around the Moonstone Renewer, there is no like cool orangey border to indicate it's a mythic. Which is not very cool. If we're being honest. As the tier 1 in the bot lane is picked up by Frenali, you can just see that the tower gold is really elevating this gold lead. Ow. Do you ever just like crack your arm? Like, not in that way, like, you know when your arm feels dead stiff and then you like crack it, but it's not where you expect it to crack, so it hurts like a lot more. Because I just like, I think I just clicked back into place something in my arm. That didn't sound good. But still, nevertheless, we move on. As Frenali and Gwen Sux reunite in the bot lane. As the E is cancelled by the airborne of Aatrox Qs. Oh. EU Hopium. Pain. But yeah, not particularly sure what there is really to commentate on or to point out really, other than what's going on the screens. You know, The waves are being traded in the bot lane. The waves are being traded in the mid lane. It is seemingly like this Nico is getting a free push in the top lane, as no one is really going to contest her, but she is going to take a base pitch as that's on his hourglass as Finale is actually getting 1v1'd by Gwensox. The Sterex gauge has been propped, and so has the Gore Drinker. So Finale potentially not knowing that that has been used, but still forcing out the flash, and the flash from Gwensox, and the E forward, he gets 1v1'd, outplayed by his own flash E. There, as the charm lands onto Martinder, and he has been caught out looking for a bowling ball, and it's looking more and more dire for TLH, you know? It's they're being caught out a lot more. The Riftmaker has been complete for the Lilia, which is an interesting mythic to complete. But yeah, a very good pick there by Gablet. Good knowledge to just immediately ultimate that Lilia. And now that rewards them with a Baron. TLH couldn't contest. They didn't have their tanks, or they didn't have their tanky frontliner. They didn't have their mass CC bot. So what do? They give it up and they recognize, yeah, we're going to have to look for something else here. And that does generate... So we are now on the Red Bull, State Farm, Mercedes-Benz, Down One Gaming, Kia, Mad Lions, Gravestone, Gravelord Azir. What else? So you got Poro Rider, Sejuani, Stabilo, Samsung, Sure Men Plus Care, Dove Body Wash, Kleenex Tissues, Power Play, Red Bull Power Play, Baron thing that they always say with the product placements in Worlds. And we'll see what sexual nondescript humanoids can do with it as the charm does go wide thanks to the dash from Aatrox. As there we go, Amelia is going to dash forward onto Martinder. And it's not going to be enough. Martinder is going to walk away. But setting up for this Drake, 15 seconds until it spawns. The Voidseeker does catch out Redomancy. Could potentially be a Killer Instinct. Oh, and that's a big bowling ball. There is the sleep. Free-man sleep, but TLH are just in no position to capitalise as the airborne now lands onto that. And a Pop Blossom into the backline. It is going to hit onto two. Redomancy is on a killing spree. Managed to take out the Katarina. Gwensox falls to the Seraphine and Revka falls to the Ornn. There's just so much HP to get through and not enough damage as the Killer Instinct is onto the backline. Redomancy falls and Viego is going to potentially take that Caitlyn, and it's a double kill for the Kai'Sa. A very well played team fight by sexual nondescript humanoids, and TLH all over the place, and managing to pick up one kill for the price of 5. As Viego goes and takes the Infernal Drake. Sexual nondescript humanoids looking to take an inhibitor potentially here as the Ornn completes his item that he was building. Infernal Point Soul, and you do have to say it's quite dire for TLH. Ardent Sensor now, though, complete for the Karma. So there is still light at the end of the tunnel for TLH. It's not over yet. But this is what I meant about the Aatrox being a questionable pick. Obviously, they didn't know that the Katarina and the Viego were going to be picked at the time. But still, you saw Kai'Sa, you saw Seraphine, you saw Ornn. You're not going to kill any one of them. Or if you do, they have heavily misplayed, in my opinion, realistically. But still. It's now getting a little bit bleak for TLH. So, Martinder caught out potentially here. Who else caught? Probably browsing Boris's wares. There, as he did take a while to react to the to the Katarina appearing on the screen. And now you can see sexual nondescript humanoids just starting to establish now their vision control. They do have a 7,000 gold lead, nearly 8,000 gold lead. There's the airborne now. They are going to look for a dive potentially. And there's the charm, and it's going to hit too. Gwensock's forced to flash away thanks to the Merc Treads. He didn't get stunned up for that long, but the Karma caught out by the charm, and lack of Merc Treads means that she is dead. This could actually be the end of the game. They're pushing as 5, grouping together as 5. TLH just can't find any picks. It's exactly what their composition wants to do, but you just deny it by grouping as 5. Gwensock's looking to get any bit of damage he can, but there's the flash sleep. It's gonna hit all. It's gonna hit 3. There's the pop blossom, and as they come out of the stopwatch, you're gonna get killed. Nico picks up the first onto the Seraphine. That means that everyone else is fair game. Karasho is in the side, just trying his best, but it's not even enough. Even with the perfect gauge, it's not enough. The Kaiser gets a triple kill. The only one left standing is the Karma, who has just respawned to try and defend the base, but I don't think it'll be enough. Karma will fall as quickly, probably, as she spawns in. Yeah, there it is. It's the ultimate. Actually, no, it's gonna root up on the turret. And Amelia has potentially been caught being a little bit too greedy, especially not on the same wavelength as Karasho. They need all of that directed damage onto the Karma. Karma at half HP. 13 seconds until the Caitlyn rises up, but Karasho is just focusing on the end. It's just gonna try and get rid of the Karma. As the Karma flashing back to the base to try and survive. But no! The Karma takes down the Kaiser. Oh my lord, this isn't the end of the game. And it's, I mean, it practically is, but, you know, we can hold out hope for TLH. The Nexus hasn't been destroyed. It's not over until the fat lady sings, as the old adage goes. And an absolute banger of a first game, not gonna lie. There was fights everywhere. The team fights were outstanding. You know, and the compositions, both teams played to what their compositions wanted to do. TLH attempted to, but in each time they found, it was kind of like each time they were trying to find a pick, they were trying to find a pick on the wrong people. So they were trying to find a pick on, say, the grouped together as 3 rather than the lone Katarina. Just see now, sexual nondescript humanoids waiting to pick up their soul. All 3 inhibitors are down. All 3 turrets are down. So all 3 turrets, all 5 base turrets are down. No way for TLH to contest. There's the Infernal Soul. You have to say that after such a promising early game from the side of TLH, it's quite a shock to see the fall. You know, going up 3 kills. Lilia's flash is in 75 seconds, but you haven't got that long, my friend. As the Void Seeker coming in, it is going to miss. There's the ult in by Amelia. The charm is going to land. She's going to pick up the kill onto Karma. Kaiser's going to pick up the Lilia. Gwensock is going to use that World Ender, but it's going to immediately get exhausted. No damage for you, no healing. That's how the champion works. The root is going to land onto Ismail Richard, but it's not going to be enough. It's a triple kill for the Kaiser, and it's the end of the game as sexual nondescript humanoids pick up game 1. So, that was game 1. I need to change the score 1. There we go. Oh yeah, Gablet, you're casting. Welcome to the caster desk, Gablet. I forgot to remove you from the casting names. Thank you for that. Move to spectate. New draft with the same thing, but TLH and then create. So, I forgot to transition the screens. There you go. You can have that. There you go. Intermission music. Come on up. Come on into the background. Can provide a little bit of ambiance. Yeah. See, normally here, because I'm the play-by-play big shouty man. You know, like the whole what's it called? The horrible histories. Hi, I'm a shouty man. I'm a bit like that, so I would normally ask like the person that does all this like psychoanalysis to just say what they should change or what they look to change or what they should expect to change, but like I don't know. At this point even I don't know. Maybe don't pick Aatrox because it's kind of a sad pick in the current meta. Like especially when you see Ornn, Seraphine, Kai'Sa and you pick. How is the music super loud? It's on like minus 40 decibels. Or am I just... Is it because I'm far away from the microphone? So now that I'm closer to the microphone, it actually... I'm actually louder. But still, right, okay, I moved it to like minus 46 decibels, so hopefully it's a little bit quieter. But still just like... Yeah, just don't pick Aatrox. It's so sad in the current meta. I am a big Aatrox lover myself. Like I don't know if you heard the cast of me when I was casting Aaron when he picked Aatrox top for QNI. But like, you've got to pick it when it's right, you know. But yeah, so gonna wait for the next draft. I'm sorry that I really have nothing to speak about. But yeah. Oh shit, we're in ban phase. There we go. So TLH ban in Akshan, good. That's all I can say. Good. Nunu banned again. I would assume that sexual nondescript humanoids are going to just ban the same stuff that they did last time. And it is seeming like the same for TLH, banning the Akshan and the Syndra just in different orders, as the Gwen is going to get banned out again. And I would assume Lucian. Those are the same bans, aren't they? Same bans as last time. So that means that Seraphine's open again. And Nico has been banned away. So yeah, pivoting the bans just a little bit is Shuriman University. No, sorry. Sexual nondescript humanoids. rather than voting to remove the Nocturne, they will vote to remove the Nico. Big lane bully, you see. As the Kai'Sa is first picked by TLH just to deny it. They recognised that the Kai'Sa was up and available, and Samira is being hovered by sexual nondescript humanoids. Interesting enough, we did see success of it in the ocean with Noxian Crusade versus Crescent Solari, as Ornn is also going to be locked in alongside it. Yep, I mean, there was nothing wrong with the Ornn. The Ornn played well. Frenali had a decent Ornn game. And I forgot slash Paul MVP in it. Yeah, so I won't comment on the picks and bans for the minute as I type out this. But I do see a Fiora and a Lilia locked in. Okay. But, just quickly, I'm going to give my MVP vote to Seraphine, to Gablet. Kind of clutch ultimates, not going to lie. But still, nevertheless. Also, I'm going to turn down the draft music if it's really loud compared to me. So, Graves locked in. Just so confused, honestly. As Nami is banned away, picking Kai'Sa and then picking Fiora. Like, surely you'd just go Wukong here for the side of TLH, because then you have the split push and the team fight rather than Fiora, who just kind of split pushes and the team fight is only really good for 1v1s. But the Leona lock in with the Samira and the Insta Morgana response, kind of basic, was going to wait for the hard CC tank engage support as Morgana. Perfect counter to it. Now we're going to see what the mid lane pick is. For the side of TLH, Nico one trick. Who else is he going to play? Who's he going to bring out to the table today? Malzahar. Okay. Interesting. An interesting pick of the Malzahar. I can definitely see why it's there. Assisting the wave clear. But, yeah, just pick Orianna. Yeah. And sexual nondescript humanoids to round out their draft with an Orianna. That is a very, very basic teamfight composition from the side of sexual nondescript humanoids. Oh, the poll ended MVP. No one got MVP because no one voted. There you go, you can take my MVP vote, Gablet. Gablet was the MVP for game 1. So, game 2 is now about to get underway. And what I'll do is I'll do what I did for game 1. So I'll go through and analyze the composition, strengths and weaknesses. So, TLH, very strong 1-4. Very, very strong 1-4. The only problem is that their 4 are weak together, if that makes sense. So, the composition itself, drafted, is a very, very strong 1-4. So, put Fiora in the side lane, whatever, keep the 4 together, try and get them to clear waves and soak up as much pressure as possible. But Lilia, Kai'Sa, Morgana, Malzahar, they're all squishy. There's no one to tank. There's no reliable CC. You can walk out of Morgana's stun. Morgana Q, you can dodge. Lily asleep, you can dodge. The only reliable CC you've got is Malzahar ult, which is like flash ult. But then if TLH are committing to the flash ult, that means that Fiora's nearby. So, sexual nondescript humanoids, with their 5v5 composition, can just turn on the 4 and go, you're a man down, we kill you. And the Malzahar, in my opinion, is the extreme weak point of TLH's draft. Because, yeah, he flashes forward and ults someone. Great. Fantastic. Ornn ult. Ornn just ults in. The Ram coming forward soaks through that spell immune. And then the Ornn ult back. Okay, yeah, it takes a long time. But the Ornn ult coming forward, if that reaction is... So the average human... Right, this is going to sound really stupid, right? The Nevergrass lasts 2.5 seconds. The average human reaction time is 200 milliseconds. Okay, or 250 milliseconds. Something like that. Right? So that what's that? So you got 2.5 seconds, 200 milliseconds, 2.3 seconds left of the so you got 2.3 seconds left of the suppress. Then Leona ult comes in as well on top of that. So Leona ult, I mean, it depends how, but then Leona ult will have to wait obviously for the Ornn ult to come in. But still, 2.3 seconds now takes what would say 0.3 seconds to get the Ornn ult in. That's what, 1.7 left. No, 0.2, 2.3. That's 2 seconds left. Right, 2 seconds left of the suppress to go, and then Leona ult. That takes what, 0.3, 0.5 seconds to come down. You're only getting 1 second out of a 2.5 second ultimate. So, welcome to the chat, WD Byron. I hope you enjoy your stay. I am alone, so you will hear my voice a lot. So if you don't like British people, then I would recommend you mute the stream. Or people just having unintelligible rants with themselves. Like I was just having a rant there about the Malzahar. Why the hell do you pick Malzahar here? It's not a good pick. Really, it's not a good pick. Really, it's not. Yeah, okay, you can ult the Samira, but, you know, by the time you're ulting the Samira, your team is dead. It's just, in my opinion, it's doomed from draft for TLH. But still, they obviously can prove me wrong with mechanics, with better macro. We will have to see. But we're just waiting for the 3-minute spectator delay, because honestly there's nothing to say. Really? TLH really need to... TLH need to hope that the laning phase goes superbly well. So much that they can just kind of steamroll the game and throw the wallet at sexual nondescript humanoids. Whereas sexual nondescript humanoids, all they need to do is go even or even be slightly behind and then they win. But yeah, we will see. We will see. Oh, and we're loading him. Genuinely, there is... it's kind of hard because game 1 was kind of like a thing of I could talk about so much, and then game 2 is just kind of who gets the CC down first. Like, hopefully it doesn't crash my stream. Does it? I don't know. Here's where I'm going to need the chat to tell me, am I still going, or am I dead? Is the stream dead? Oh, no, we're still here. I think. Well, we're going to transition into it. And hope to God that... Hope to the Lord that, you know, I'm still going. I think I am. But still. Ay, caramba. Okay. So, Gwen Sucks taking the Ignite TP variant of top lane. Dropping down the ward, he gets instantly destroyed, picked up by the Ornn. Gets himself a little bit of extra gold, a little bit of extra experience in the back pocket. A nice attempt at an invade, though, from sexual nondescript humanoids. And now we will see. Both junglers start on the same side of the map, so there could potentially be a... potentially have a little fight for the scuttle. But we'll get to see some cool skins. Get to see Lagoon Kaiser again. Get to see the new Dawnbringer Morgana. Get to see base skin Malzahar. Malzahar opting for the Tear of the Goddess star. I'm not a big fan. Yeah, it gives you extra mana. But Doran's Ring is just better for the ability power. It helps with your early shoving. Early shoving, it helps with your early wave clear. Helps with early everything on Malzahar. As Gwen Sucks continually procs those vitals. And Finale actually may be forced to burn Flasher. There's the Ignite. Ignite burn very early. The Q is going to miss. Finale is going to walk out of range. No Ignite, and there is the Zenith Blade. Forward, the Samira going to proc her passive, forcing out the flash from Damien Mandua. And it's already going quite wrong for the TLH bot lane. Getting the early level 2 for sexual nondescript humanoids. And then they really push that advantage, forcing out the flash from the Morgana, forcing out a potion. But there was the Ignite burn by the Leona, which is a positive for the TLH bot lane. they will now have the advantage when going in, as the Zenith Blade does just miss. And it is going to be the Dark Binding miss as well. So we do see now the Malzahar getting in a nice shove. Going to use that Q to silence up as the Zenith Blade goes wide again from Gablet. Burn Plating has been procced on that Leona, so she's going to take a little bit more damage than usual. Or than what you'd expect to see without Eclipse. Karasho now is alone on the side, but there's no Dark Binding unavailable as the Spell Immune now gets procced thanks to the command attack. Wards going out from everyone and everywhere. I say that. It's just 2 wards, one from Diamandua, one from Gablet. As ASMR Richards is now going to gank this Malzahar. Malzahar does have flash. There is the Swirl Seed Ball thing. That sounds like a Pokemon move, but it's First Blood to the Graves. Diamandua, there's the heal from Renamancy. Karasho is very, very low. There is the Exhaust, the flash forward. It's not going to be enough. There is the Dark Binding. Gablet, I believe, is flashless, and they actually turn onto the Morgana, and the Supercharge, I think, actually killed the Kai'Sa rather than helping, as that is 2 kills now over to the Samira. The Riposte used very early by Gwen Sucks. It's not going to use it for blocking the Airborne and the Brittle proc. It's going to use it to get extra damage down. So, a very big win for the sexual nondescript humanoid bot lane there, getting 2 kills onto the Samira early, already generating a valuable CS lead. It's it's not going well for the TLH bot lane, but they can obviously bring it all back. It's still early days, still early doors. It's not all over yet as the Vital does come out, but Finale does level up. There's the Unstoppable on the W, but used maybe in panic the wrong way, or it was attempt to stop the stun as the silence comes through from the Malzahar. And it's just so back and forth. It's riveting. Gameplay here in the early game. So much action. So much going on. It's top lane Finale forced to base and TP back just due to the wave state. It is pushing towards Gwen Sucks. But Gwen Sucks now is at a small item disadvantage as the cloth armor and... oh, this could be the end of Gwen Sucks. He could be dead. There's a cancelled auto attack from Finale. Shall we count the cancelled autos? Nope. It doesn't matter. There's another auto, and there is the Bellows Breath. Got to pick up the solo kill in the top lane on the Fiora. Gwen Sucks overstaying her welcome. Could have just based, allowed him to shove in, but didn't. I don't know when the TP was used. Maybe I was just being blind, and they both based at the same time and TP'd. Because based on cooldowns, it is looking like so. Finale did stay that little extra while, just to allow the wave to build up, and then base and TP back in. But Revkar is now being bullied in this mid lane, thanks to kind of what Orianna wants to do, which is bring the wave in, freeze outside the turret and bully, and then Malzahar, what does he want to do? He wants to shove and move. Really, as Finale now is level 6, does have that Ornhorn. There is no level 6 for the Lily, but there's the Unstoppable. There's no time for the Ornhorn. Wasn't used there. Gwen Sucks not going to fall either. So there's the second kill of the game for the side of TLH. Onto the Lilia. Guy potentially looking. There's the flash forward onto Diamandua. There's the ignite down, and so much damage on this Morgana. That flash engage, perfect. Not allowing any form of spell shield. And just making this Morgana counterpick seem not a counterpick at all. So, what does this mean for TLH? What do they need to do to get back in the game? Well, they just kind of need to play passive and farm up. I mean, there's not much you can do for the bot lane. The bot lane just need to stay safe, farm up, try and keep on top of Karasho for as long as they can. No exhaust on the no exhaust for the Samira. It's pretty brutal. The first buy of Merc Treads from Leona does now open up Gablet's ability to roam around the map and maybe come and help Finale against Gwen Sucks. Gwen Sucks going to take this trade. It's going to use the Grand Jewel, or the Final Jewel, whatever you want to call it. Finale is going to dash away, but it's going to proc all 4 Vitals and forcing the Flash away from the Ornn very late Flash. But, holding on to it for as long as possible. At least didn't save it until next game, as Gablet now is here on top of Revka. Revka forced to flash away, but no point in flashing when you're going to run away from your turret. And now the Ornn coming in. There's the riposte, the stun under tower. But I don't think it's going to be enough. It's not. Finale picks up the solo kill. 1 HP. That's a tilter. But, I've been in that situation before. It kept on happening against, I believe it was TLH themselves. When I was on LeBlanc, Revka kept on getting away with 1 HP on his Xerath, and you've just got to kind of fight through the tilt. As annoying as it is that he gets away on 1 HP, you just got to look at the positives. You've forced him out of lane, and yeah, okay. I mean, the difference is that Gwen Sucks died, but still, you forced him out of lane. You forced him to take kind of an unnecessary base, or a base that he didn't particularly want to take. So you just got to kind of look at the positives. And Revka now, you can definitely see they're struggling without his Nico. Taking so much damage from that Orianna. Gablet again. Caught out on a ward though. As Amelia does take a control ward. It's all quiet on the Summoner's Rift front for now, as Gwen Sucks again is going to take just not a favourable trade. Not at all. Taking so much damage. There's the airborne. There's the autos. Gablet does engage, but the spell immune is there. Forcing out the flash. The solar flare was waiting for that spell immune, or the black shield, to die down. But forcing out the flash from Demian Dua. Being kind of bullied in this early game. And so there is the command attack. There's no shockwave though, which was kind of interesting. The grand challenge does come out, but there's so much damage from Graves and Ornn that Gwen Sucks falls 0-3 now on this Fiora. Looking not like Suning Bin, but Suning Bin off the champion. That's so bad. I'm so sorry. That's straight flame. And it wasn't even funny. But, trying to... And there is the Never Grasp, and you can see now why it's just not a good pick into Ornn. You Never Grasp, but the Ornn comes in. There's the sleep under tower, but it's not going to be enough. Amelia's not going to tank turret aggression. 0-3 now on this Malzahar. Martinda very low. The Swirl Seed is actually going to hit, but it's not going to be enough damage. There's no burn item yet, so the only burn is the Lilia passive. So it's just a tiny bit of damage as Amelia backs off. And if at this point you're TLH, you've just got to kind of communicate with each other, I think. I think that is just literally the best thing you can do. Just communicate with each other. Just be like, do we know who is? You knew that Gablet was clearing a ward. There's a very good black shield from Demi Mandua. Solar Flare. Probably out of tilt there from Gablet, but still, nevertheless. Or potentially thought the black shield was over. Tried to get this spell immune so that Karasho, when he ended up shoving in this wave, they could go for that dive for the extra damage. But still, yeah, if you're on TLH, as dumb as it sounds, just communicate with each other. Just tell people where they are. Just honestly, just be like, yeah, we've seen Leona here on a ward. She's clearing the ward. We've seen Ornn here. Like, Ornn's going down. You've got to kind of get a grip of potentially Fiora and, well, Gwen Sucks and Revka. They're in a quite tilting positions. 0-3, both of them. 1 assist on the Fiora. It's 2 levels down in the mid lane. It's just very annoying to be against a tank and the tank win. But I think Ornn has a very fine time into Fiora. I think that Fiora's like... When people say that Fiora's kind of like a tank killer, it's kind of over-exaggerated. What they can do is the shockwave comes down and Amelia is just going to get the solo kill in the mid lane. I didn't see any of it. I'd assume that just the consistent poke, coming to absolute work for this Orianna. Amelia now 2-0-2, completely destroying NCS. Complete contrast to last game. She was getting destroyed in CS as Gablet now comes up to the top lane. I believe there is a riposte available, and Gablet picks up the kill on the Fiora. It's just so tilting to be in this position. A control ward in the inventory, a ward available, but still not using them. And 0-4 now for both the mid and top. Your solo lanes are collapsing around you. The jungle just really has to try and give as much attention as possible to this Kai'Sa. I think that's how you win this game, really, is through the Kai'Sa. Try and peel as best you can for her. Try and give her the best resources you can. But the Immortal Shield Bow complete now for the Samira. It's going to become even more impossible to deal with this champion. Scabbit now on the Oracle Lens does spot out Martinda, does give a lot of CC as Amelia is on the way. 320 gold thanks to the plates on the Rift Herald. No Shockwave available just yet, but there is the Zenith Blade just before the sleep, and Amelia picks up the kill. Martinda just CC'd absolutely down. Shockwave is available very, very soon, but it's not going to be enough. Going to use the command attack to try and reposition the Orianna ball into a position where it can use the Shockwave, and there is the command protect. Going to use that to reposition her ball. That sounds very awkward, but don't be children. And you just Amelia being positioned very aggressively. Command protect is going to give Gabby a little bit of extra shielding. And the first turret does fall the way of sexual nondescript humanoids. The Last Hope. They are already on Last Hopes. 14 minutes into the game, 6k gold down. It's looking like a down 1 Kia game from sexual nondescript humanoids. Well, oh, that was awkward. My phone started playing a little bit of my Spotify XD. Probably because I set an alarm. But still, nevertheless, the Grand Challenge or the Grand Duel, whatever you want to call it, from Fiora has been used. Finale is going to deny the last proc. Eclipse being used. Gablet is very alone here as the ultimate comes out, and they do recognise that, forcing out the flash. There's the ignite, double flash away, but Karasha, there's the heal. It's not going to be enough. Demi Mandua is going to fall on this Morgana. It's almost enough to get away. The TP to the mid lane to deny this turret damage to the Malzahar, so big from Amelia, and it just goes from bad to worse. You know, maybe if they committed a little bit more early on that Leona, they could have picked her off. But still, nevertheless, the tier 1 does go down in the bot lane for sexual nondescript humanoids. Martinda is available there for Gwensox, but I don't think they want to take this fight. Gwensox hasn't even completed boots yet compared to the almost completed item of Autumn. Let's take a quick look at the gold. So much gold in the back pocket of sexual nondescript humanoids. It's just a disaster, isn't it? Really, for the side of TLH. There's the flash burn by Martinda. And you know, you kind of wish that this was the game, this was the first game, because you can then kind of say just reset the mental for next game. But it's not. It's the second game. Gwensox potentially caught out here. No riposte available. Bella's Breath is here. Martinda's here now. And so is Revka. They're doing so much to try and shut down an Ornn. It's so worthless. To try and shut down this Ornn. Ornn's on full HP. Gwensox poked down to a quarter HP. And they're trying to perform something on her. It's on to try and get this Fiora back in the game. But you've got to look at, realistically, who is your carry? And the carry right now is Kai'Sa. Well, it is your bot lane. Your Morgana Kai'Sa. Who are going to look to... Really going to look to try and carry TLH through this mid game. Potentially Lilia could prance around. There's the sleep. Where's the killer instinct? Is it going to be there? it's available but not used. There is the suppress, and the shutdown goes on to the Malzahar. Not particularly who you wanted to go on to, but still, nevertheless, you're not exactly complaining. You have got the shutdown on the Samira, and you are going to get yourself a Drake because of the Graves and Ornn pushing in the top side. Gwensux is going to dash onto Amelia. There's the Void Seeker. Killer Instinct still available, but never mind. Orianna just gets absolutely chased down by this Fiora. And you know, 2 quick kills going over to the side of TLH, but what do they lose for it? They lose their tier 2 top turret. And that's a lot of pressure on the map that they lose. And you know, I'm sure that sexual nondescript humanoids aren't even phased by those 2 deaths. Just like, oh no, it's happened, we'll move on. Whereas TLH probably celebrating as if they've won the World Cup, that they managed to pick up those 2 shutdowns and especially get them onto the 2 champions that were struggling the most in the game, the Fiora and the Malzahar. So yeah. So, what does this mean? What the state of the game that we're currently in? What does it mean? Rift Herald is being taken by sexual nondescript humanoids. So that, I believe, is their second Herald of the game. Oh no, it's their first because TLH took the first one, because that's why the tier 1 mid is so low. Remember the 320 gold, but the death for Martinda. First Herald of the game of this game going over to sexual nondescript humanoids. Going to help them push in this mid turret. Going to also help them secure the next Drake when it's up if they do manage to hold it enough. And also helps generate pressure. As Ornn now groups up in the mid lane. See a little dance going on as the teams wait for the waves. As Karasho finds himself a Malzahar. Malzahar can definitely fight this. Not sure why he's running. Could have never grasped. Could have EQW never grasped even before the exhaust came out. There is the ultimate. The riposte is coming in, but so much damage from Karasho. It's not even going to be enough. Gwensux is going to fall. The Grand Duelist falls in the 1v1 to the Samira, and this Samira now is just so big. Have a look, see at the gold. Probably can base, get himself that collector. Yep, it's 1025 right now, and he has 1,600 in the back pocket. And that's a lot of damage from Amelia on this Orianna. There's the Solar Flare. It's going to miss Redomancy. Redomancy has kind of been a shining beacon for TLH in terms of these games. The Rift Herald is going to get dropped down, and it's not going to be enough. But the Graves ultimate will be enough to finish off this Morgana, and it's just looking very, very bleak for TLH. The TP is coming in from Orianna to this mid lane. The inhibitor turret is going to fall at 21 minutes. Ismarich is now going to dash onto Revka. Redomancy is going to use that supercharge, try and provide some assistance for her mid laner. For the Kaiser's mid laner, sorry. And it's just going from bad to worse, this game for TLH. It really was a stepping stone. It was stepping stones to disaster. As this game unfolded, but you know, flash forward from Martinda. I believe it is just going to be there's the Nevergrasp, but the Shockwave did pick up 3. Cancels the Nevergrasp, but it wasn't enough. The Grand Duel has been unleashed onto Karasho, but I don't even think he's going to proc 1 of the Vitals, let alone 4. Karasho flashing forward, going to pick up that kill. Finale is in the backline. He is rooted up, but can't use the ultimate. Does use it, but a little bit too late. Kaiser picks up the kill onto the Ornn. The Morgana ultimate is not going to connect. There's the root onto it. It's the double kill for the Kaiser. The Killer Instinct is still available. If there is any CC that can be landed, or if the Void Seeker lands, and it's going to be a kill. There's the shutdown over to the Lilia as 4 of the sexual nondescript humanoids fall to TLH. And that's pretty big because it now offers TLH a way back into the game. I said that the last time. This time I mean it. Because the gold lead went from 10k to 7k, 8k. 2k gold was picked up in total in those kills. So it really is. I mean, it's not anyone's game at this point, but like, you know, you would expect TLH to be able now to actually do something now that Fiora's got Gore Drinker, has got a little bit more lifesteal behind her. The Lilia has now finally picked up the Rift Maker. A little bit more damage. This Grave, 700 gold though. There's the Swirl Seed. There's the Root. That's a lot of damage. The Void Seeker's going to proc the Drake. That's such unfortunate timing because the Killer Instinct could have been vital on picking up the kill onto that Orianna. But now, forcing the Orianna to base. No TP available. Orianna's going to have to stay on a quarter HP. It's not exactly what you want. The Eclipse is going to tank up a little bit of that damage, and the TLH are going to slay Drake, as I just realised now that the sound is a little bit high on my game. Redomancy is almost going to get 1v1, but there's no root. But there's no use of the Killer Instinct. There's final use of the Killer Instinct, but it's a little too late. ASMR Richard going to pick up the kill on the Morgana, as Karasho kind of solo kills the Kai'Sa, but doesn't really. There's the Solar Flare. Fiora left on the side lane. Lilia forced to base. There's such a big wave coming in. You'd kind of expect potentially them able to end. Could sexual nondescript humanoids. They could potentially end the game. Nope. No, they cannot. They opt to go in for the aggressive play instead. Well, ASMR Richard definitely opts to go in for the aggressive play instead. Doesn't come out, but Gwen Sucks takes half his HP bar as damage from this Graves. This Graves has done so much. There's a big shutdown into the back pocket of the Fiora, but she falls as well. The Eclipse is going to tank up a little bit of that turret damage, but there is the root. Karasho going to be forced, and there's a flash actually away from Kai'Sa, but there's no damage coming out from that Infernal Trigger, or whatever it's called. I'm pretty sure it's called that. As Karasho falls as well to the Kai'Sa. The Kai'Sa 4-2-2 now, 182 CS. And there's the Flash Never Grasp. There's the Swirl Seed. There is the extra damage. Actually misses the middle as Revka picks up the kill on the Orianna. You can see now the little plays are starting to fall into place for TLH as sexual nondescript humanoids give over more and more as they got greedy for the end. Well, ASMR Richard got greedy. Didn't potentially follow the team orders of end the game. Went for the solo bolo play instead. You can't even say solo bolo. And went for the solo 1v2 outplay instead. Gave over the 1,000 gold shutdown that he was to the Fiora, which now unlocks her Ravenous Hydra, which means that her split pushing powers and also 1v1 powers are just exponentially increased. But still, sexual nondescript humanoids do have a stranglehold on this game. A 6,000 gold lead. They are going to take the Baron. They are, I wouldn't say shredding it, but when the Samira gets there, they are going to absolutely shred through its HP bar as if it was a hot knife through butter. And Gwen Sucks is going to come in right at the end to see that it's been taken. A late use of the blue trinket from Redomancy will get taken in a free 10 gold. Given over. Three items now on this Samira. What can she do? What can she do? As sexual nondescript humanoids really are pounding on this base. They are really giving it a time to remember if it was a woman, as that's a sleep falling onto the Samira, half HP already. The Lock of the Iron Slaughter coming out. ASMR Richard almost one-shotting the Kai'Sa. The Kai'Sa forced back to base, but Frenoli very low on HP. Samira managing to proc her Infernal Trigger. Gonna use that E into the backline, and it's not enough. Redomancy, the last one left standing, forced to base thanks to ASMR Richard. As now Karasho is going to pick up the Quadra kill, and it's going to fall potentially to the turret. Yes, she will. But it's not enough from TLH in this case there. Gablet and Amelia, the founders of CoraL, are going to destroy TLH's base together. What a beautiful reunion for them in this team as they now destroy the Nexus together. Using that TP, a little bit of BM, but still a very clean 2-0, I must say, from the side of sexual nondescript humanoids. And they take the series 2-0. Well, time for me to be really late on changing this. Boop. Transition. There we go. So, a very nice 2-0 from sexually nondescript humanoids. Or sexual nondescript humanoids. I keep on saying sexually. Sexual nondescript humanoids. It's going to be interesting to see how TLH bounce back. They do have a series in around an hour and a half. So it will be very interesting to see. Yeah, was TLH the late game? TLH wasn't the late game. Was it? Let me check the stream schedule. No, TLH versus Fuji Assassins is the 18:30 BST. That's what I was told. That's what I was informed as the streamer. So yeah. Anyway, I probably didn't do the series justice, especially in that second game, because it does get tiring hearing your own voice for an hour and 45 minutes. So I'm basically gonna end the stream here. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching when you were available. I'm gonna end the stream and run it back up when Fuji Assassins and TLH play, if I'm awake. I don't know if I'll go to sleep or something. So I will go. I will end the stream. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. And thank you all for interacting. We will be back about 25 past 6, I guess. To get the Fuji Assassins versus TLH game underway and whatever. So yeah. Bye for now.